Hey guys, this is a review video for factorising quadratics using the cross method. So step 1, we draw our cross. Step 2, the left hand side, remember, is always x and x. Step 3, we think what are two numbers that multiply to give me 30 and add to give me 11. So they multiply to give me 30 and add to give me 11. So we come over to the side and we work out factors of 30. Well, we've got 1 times 30 gives me 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 4 doesn't divide into 30, 5 times 6, and I think that's all of them. And then from here, we go, which one of these works that when we add those numbers together, we get 11. So we go, 1 plus 30 gives me 31, so we know it's not this one. 2 plus 15 gives me 17, not 11, so it's not that one. 3 plus 10 gives me 13, not that one. 5 plus 6, oh, that gives me 11, so it must be this one. So we go, okay, we've got 5 and 6, and we've got two positive numbers, a positive there and a positive there. So we can go factor 1, factor 2, put them in our brackets, so copy them in here. First one is x plus 5. Second one is x plus 6. And we're done. We've factorised that quadratic. The one we just did had all plus numbers, right? Plus 11x plus 30. And that's how we knew we had two positive factors, because there were no negatives involved at all. Okay, next one. Now, whereas this one here has a negative 8. So we want to find two numbers that multiply to give me positive 12 and add to give me negative 8. Well, we do the same steps. We go step 1, cross. Step 2, x and x here. Step 3, what are two numbers that multiply to give me 12? So we say, what are the factors of 12? Well, what is there? There's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, and that's all of them. Now, because we've got two numbers that add to give me a negative, but multiply to give me a positive, we know both of these are going to be negative, because a negative plus a negative gives me a negative, and a negative times a negative gives me a positive here. So we know they're both negatives. Now let's work out what they are. So when we've got two negatives like this, we can just go as we were doing before. Well, 1 plus 12 gives me 13, which is not the 8 that we're looking for, so it's not that one. 2 plus 6, oh, that does give me 8. Let's check the next one. 3 plus 4 doesn't give me 8, so we know it's not this one, it's not this one, it must be this one. So we've got negative 2 and negative 6. Same steps again. Factor 1, factor 2, put them together. X minus 2, x minus 6, and we're done. Okay, next one. Now, we're looking here, we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give me a negative and add to give me a positive. So, same steps, cross, x, x, factors of 12. What are they? We've got 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Now, because they multiply to give me a negative, we know that one of the numbers, only one of them is going to be negative, and the other one is going to be positive. Okay, so we can't go how we have been before. We can't say, oh, 1 plus 12 gives me 13, and I'm looking for 4, so it's not that one. 2 plus 6 gives me 8, oh, it's not 4. That doesn't work anymore because we're doing a plus and a subtract. So what we have to think in this special case is, how far apart are these numbers on a number line? What I mean by that is 1 and 12 are 11 units away from each other on a number line, and we want ones that are 4 away from each other. So we know it's not that one. 2 and 6, they are 4 units away from each other on a number line, right? Picture a number line. It is 4 little jumps to get to this guy here. And let's just check the next one. 3 and 4 are 1 away from each other on a number line, so it can't be that one. So it must be 2 and 6. And now we need to work out which one is going to be positive and which one is going to be negative. Well, they add to give me a positive 4. So the bigger number must be positive, because positives win, right? Positive 6, negative 2. Same steps before, factor 1, factor 2, put them together, x minus 2, x plus 6, and we're done. Remember, we can check all of these using FOIL to make sure we got it right. Okay, this is the final type we're going to look at. Same steps as before, cross, x, factors of 20, what have we got? 1 times 2, 2 times 10, 3 doesn't divide in, 4 times 5, and I think that's all of them. Now, let's have a look here. We've got two numbers that multiply to give me a negative and add to give me a negative. Because they multiply to give me a negative, I know I'm going to have a negative times a positive, and they add together to give me negative 8. So same steps as before, I'm thinking which one of my factor pairs are 8 units away from each other on a number line. Well, 1 and 20 are 19 units away from each other, so it's not that one. 2 and 10 are 8 units away from each other. 4 and 5 are 1 unit away, so it's not that one. So it must be 2 and 10. Now we're thinking which one is positive and which one is negative. Well, they add to give me a negative number, so negatives win in this case. The negatives are bigger, so we've got the negative 10 and plus 2. Factor 1, factor 2, put it together, x minus 10, x plus 2, and we're done.